Hi, I'm Steve Maher. I'm a physical therapist, and I'd like to talk to you about low back pain, sciatica, and your dining room chair. Now, a lot of people will ask me about their backs. Back pain is one of the biggest problems that I see in the clinic because we sit so much of the time, and chairs aren't really designed to hold you in a good neutral posture. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how your spine is built, what is a neutral posture, and why a chair doesn't really hold you in that neutral posture and what you can do about it. So first off, your spine looks like this, okay? So you have your pelvis down here at the base, you have your lumbar spine here at the bottom, thoracic spine in the middle, cervical spine in the top, on the top there. And when you're sitting, you wanna have your weight balanced over your pelvis. Your lumbar spine should have a little bit of a forward curve to it. Your thoracic spine has just the opposite curve, kind of like that. And then your cervical spine up here on the top is straight. Now, when you're sitting in that neutral posture, the weight of your body comes down through the vertebrae and it's supported. If you're sitting in a non-neutral posture, which most chairs are getting you to do, what happens is your pelvis will tend to roll back just a little bit. Your lumbar spine will flex. So instead of coming forward, it actually goes back, and you tend to sit on your sacrum and you get this big rounded C-shaped spine, okay? And in that position, there's no support for your low back, and that can cause stress on the muscles back here. It can put pressure on the discs, which are the little pads between each vertebrae. It can put tension on the nerve roots, that you can maybe see there. These little nerve roots come out between each set of vertebrae. They form a big matrix and then run down into your leg, and that's called your sciatic nerve. That's what this big green bean right back here is. But that's your sciatic nerve. If you're sitting in a position where your lumbar spine is flexed, it puts pressure on the muscles because they're trying to hold you up. It puts pressure on the disc that can press on the nerves here, and that can cause pain running down into your leg, and that is sciatica. So what you want to do when you're sitting is sit in that more neutral posture to take the pressure off of the structures of your back. The problem is most chairs aren't designed to hold you in that position. So if you look at the backrest on this chair here, it is pretty much straight up and down. And so if I'm trying to sit in that neutral posture, kind of like this, you can see, hopefully, that there's a huge gap right here in the low back. There's no support there. And what happens is you tend to roll back into the chair, coming back into that flexed posture, which puts all that stress on those structures. It looks kind of like this. So if I'm trying to sit kind of straight, there's no support, and so I just slump back into the chair, and my spine is this big C shape like that. So even if I try and sit up straight here, there's no support right back here to support my back in that position. And so what I did is I looked at Lumbar Cushions, and this is a Everlasting Comfort Lumbar Cushion. And what it is, it's a memory foam pad that has two curves to it. It's got sort of a, I'll show you this way. It's got a convex curve going forward to match the shape of my lumbar spine, and then it's got a curve going this way to kind of cup my body. And what I do is I just lean forward a little bit in the chair, okay, lean forward from the hips, drop this down, and it just naturally falls right down into my lumbar spine, and then I just sit back into it. And what that does is it gives me support. I'll use my hand so I don't block it, but it gives me support right there through my lumbar spine, and it helps me to sit in a much straighter, more neutral position. And in that position, there's much less stress on the discs, the nerves, and the muscles of my low back, and that can give me and my patients a lot of relief. So if you're sitting in a chair like this that doesn't have a lot of flexibility, doesn't really give you the lumbar support that you need, I encourage you to check out the Everlasting Comfort Lumbar Cushion. I really like this because, one, it's memory foam, so it's really soft, so it contours to the shape of my back. Then it also has two straps on the back here. I'm not putting it on right now, but what you can do is just flip these around the back of the chair like that, and then tighten them down to hold it in place so I don't always have to readjust it every time I get up. And I just think it's a great way to really promote that neutral posture when sitting at a dining room chair. So for more information about the Everlasting Comfort Lumbar Cushion, I'll put a link down below in this video, and you can visit my website and it tells you how to get that. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you very much for your time.